So I thought with this audio log I would talk about the games that come out, this year, 2010. What I think of them, the most disappointing, what I think should be the game of the year, or at least it should be game of the year, and the worst game of the year, which some of you already know. And also I am not going to do best exclusive game for each console, like Wii, PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. Why? Because I have not played enough Wii games. I think this year I have only bought 4 Wii games. 4 or 3, that's about it. I have not played Epic Mickey whatsoever because I haven't got it yet. So I can't have my opinion on it. What else was there? Well, even Donkey Kong, but there's no point talking about Donkey Kong because we all know what Donkey Kong's like. Have you played Donkey Kong before? You know what to expect. You know what to expect. So, that sort of thing. The reason I'm not going to do best exclusive game for PlayStation 3 and Xbox is because I felt there wasn't really enough. Well, there was a lot for Xbox 360 for exclusive games, but not for the PlayStation 3. I think only a couple come to mind, like Gran Turismo 5 and God of War 3, and that's it. I don't know if there's any others, but I don't remember any about that, but that's really about it. And so I thought I will talk about the other games soon enough, but as I thought, I'll just keep to the game of the year, the most disappointing, and the worst game of the year. And that's really about it. I also talk about the games that I have not mentioned near the end, and also at the end of this, I will talk about what I thought about this year. And also, I forgot to say this, also I will talk about games I would recommend, or at least have a look at, which, sort of thing, if you know what I mean. So anyway, let's start. I thought this year had quite a few disappointing games, actually. At least I found it believed to be disappointing. The first that comes to my mind is Alan Wake. The thing about Alan Wake is that it's not a terrible game, but it's a terrible game being the worst games, but wouldn't it? But what I found disappointing was it was a game that's it was in development for so long, but it's just so action orientated, which I found to be really not right for the game. I know I played this downloadable content and such, but I wasn't really that impressed. I have my moments with that game, I must admit, but it just feels too action orientated and too stupid for its own good. It's really odd that way. How can I explain this? I actually thought this would have been, as I might have said before, a thinker's game. Like, you had to improvise on how you're going to survive. I didn't really think of Alan Wake as this action hero sort of guy, or at least someone who knows how to wield a gun. I actually thought he might be someone who's willing to think and trying to survive in the forest. And to tell you the truth, I actually think they used the forest way too much in this game to give you atmosphere. It has good atmosphere, it has amazing atmosphere, creepy and, it was very creepy and disturbing. Or at least you're like, oh, I'm being stalked. But once you've seen the shadow people come out of the trees one too many times, you've seen them all and you're not going to get scared, you're not going to get frightened. They're a bit of a bastard to fight off, but that's really bad. I just felt it was really lacking. That was really it. It was really all show and no substance whatsoever. And there wasn't really much in the game. It's just basically stage, we're at this stage, shooty, 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 to the stage, shooty, 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 and then, back to the stage again, and shooting, shooty, shooty. I know it's more about the story, and I think it kind of depends on the story, are you interested in it or are you not? And to tell you the truth, I was slightly both. I was slightly not interested, but yeah, again, I was trying to be interested. I wouldn't call it a bad story because this was quite well written than to the other games I played. Ooh, don't get me started with them. I think I just found this disappointing. That was really it. I just thought you would have improvised in the game a lot more, and maybe I thought I would have had more sort of scenarios. I know I was making a reference to a lot of books. I know the first reference was Stephen King. I think that was like the most annoying part of the game. Stephen King this, Stephen King that. I'm like, shut the fuck up about Stephen King. Jesus. I know I made references to the Twilight Zone and stuff, but this game also a lot of this game is about achievements, and I'm just wondering why is this game made for the achievement horse, because achievements don't really do anything. They don't reward me of anything apart from, I must admit, I do feel a little happy when I get an achievement. Like, yes, achievement! Yes, I completed chapter 5! and such. But that's not our most disappointing. Another disappointing game, I actually think this year, was also Fallout Vegas. Why is it disappointing? To tell you the truth, I didn't have high hopes for this, but the game, oh dear God. To tell you the truth, I was so looking forward to go back into the wasteland, but this game is incredibly buggy. No, seriously. This was the most buggiest game I probably played this year. I think it is. Yes, it is actually. I mean, this was really buggy. The problem is, the game keeps putting me back to the dashboard. I think a couple of characters went through the floor. There was a couple of weird things went on there, but I don't know what they were again. I was actually getting into it. I think my only problem with it is it was incredibly buggy. Graphically, I don't think it was improved, and I kind of feel there wasn't enough. I kind of feel there was only one big city, or at least, there was plenty of culture, but I just felt there wasn't much community, if you know what I mean. Not enough of it. There was some, but I don't feel enough of it. But I think the biggest problem with this game was it's an expansion pack. Why are you charging me full price for an expansion pack? That's fucking cheap. I do not want to pay full price for an expansion pack. Exactly like Halo ODST. I do not want to spend fucking, what was it, 40 quid? So it's about $60. Full price for an expansion pack. But the biggest killer is the glitches. Oh dear God, the bugs and the glitches. The glitches got so bad that it actually ruined my main quest. Right, there was a side quest I was supposed to do, and I got stuck in a bit of dialogue, and it wouldn't let me select this certain dialogue. I think that was with the Brotherhood of Steel, where it's like, I found all the logs from these fallen men. Here, take them, and he won't take them because it won't give me the option to say this and say that. And then this happened to one of my main quests, I mean, and I had to restart, and I don't think I'm ever going to complete this because I don't want to do everything all over again. And it's just tedious that way, to tell you the truth, because I've already experienced quite a lot of things in it, and I don't really want to do it all over again. Terrible. But what else was there wrong with it? There was something else weird. I'm kind of thinking, is Is the ending? I'm kind of thinking, is the ending terrible? Has it gone back to the original Fallout ending, where every town you've been and every quest you've been to, it will tell you the endings of what are the outcomes of these characters or this town? I bet not, because Fallout 3 didn't do this, and I bet this wouldn't do it either. So I bet the ending would be disappointing anyway. But I don't know. Someone could give me some information on that. Another game I found disappointing. Actually, God of War 3 was disappointing as well. Don't get me wrong, God of War 3 is still a blast to play. You know, it's God of War, why not? But the problem was, I think the problem was it wasn't well paced. You got into for some reason it throws you into a lot of bosses and a lot of fights and give you some really simple puzzles, especially when I don't think Guitar Hero was a puzzle. I think it was I don't know what was put in there. I don't know if that was put in there as a spoof or anything. You know, like God of War playing Guitar Hero. But I think what's really disappointing was the story. It was not really that good, and especially when Kratos is trying to redeem himself through this girl, Pandora, and he already messes it up, but in 2 seconds flat by carrying the severed head of Helios. Yes, good one, Kratos. Oh god. And as it wasn't very well paced. For some reason you got into a lot of fights, you got into boss fights, and then all of a sudden hardly any fight at all, and there was a lot of puzzles. Terribly paced, and I think the ending boss was sort of disappointing. Like, I don't know, it's just really disappointing. It didn't feel like a real climax. I feel like a real boss fight. Anyway, it didn't seem right. And as I already know this, this was not the original ending boss fight. There was supposed to be more of this, and I heard it's going to be downloadable content. But that doesn't matter, because this is going to be added in right now. Well, not added in, but as I said, what I've got on the disc, what has to be counted in right now. It's just, it's slightly disappointing. But not terrible. But I actually still like it. But the problem is, you got the God of War collection. I also felt it wasn't a real climax to the ending of it. It didn't give me a proper ending. Kratos stabbed himself, something about hope, and then when you get to the real ending, he's gone, and you don't know his fate. You're like, what? What's happened? God's sake, I don't know. I think I'll add in one more disappointing game before I tell you my most disappointing game. I actually think Fable 3 is a little bit disappointing.